The Ukraine peace talks between the United States and Russia are also turning into pro-economic discussions. Representatives from Russia and the United States have initiated discussions on reviving economic cooperation. Kirill Dmitriev, the CEO of the Russian Direct Investment Fund, is at the center of these talks. He said U.S. companies have lost an estimated $300 billion by exiting the Russian market following Western sanctions. While details remain undisclosed, Dmitriev indicated that both sides are considering economic initiatives that could move forward within 2 to 3 months. These discussions come as Russia remains under intensive Western sanctions imposed after its invasion of Ukraine 3 years ago. The measures have restricted most trade, frozen Russian currency reserves worth 300 billion euros, and cut off Russian banks from global financial networks. Despite this, the Russian economy has continued to grow, driven by military spending that now accounts for around 10% of the GDP. The talks in Saudi Arabia serve as a stepping stone for broader negotiations between Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, focusing on resolving the Ukraine conflict and recalibrating the U.S.-Russia relations. However, the question remains, could the U.S. lift or ease economic sanctions on Russia? Previously, President Donald Trump has voiced skepticism about economic sanctions. While Trump has hinted at using sanctions to negotiate with Russian President Vladimir Putin, he has also signaled a willingness to strike a broader deal. Over the past 3 years, the US, the EU, and G7 have imposed synchronized sanctions on Russia. This includes bans on trade, restrictions on energy exports, and individual sanctions on Russian businesses and officials. However, the economic impact has been mixed. While Russia's economy remains under pressure, Western companies have also faced setbacks, particularly those that exited the Russian market. If Washington decides to ease sanctions, it could allow the US businesses to regain access to a market they abandoned. That is also likely to alter Europe's economic strategy. The European Union controls the majority of Russia's frozen 300 billion euros in reserves and has implemented 15 rounds of sanctions, reducing its reliance on Russian energy. The EU previously imported 40% of its natural gas from Russia, but that number has significantly dropped since 2022. However, economic pressures are mounting. European gas prices for March delivery fell by 10% after speculation around the US-Russia talks. The European Union's challenge will be maintaining unity if the United States softens its stance on Russia. Major European corporations, including energy giants like BP and Total Energies, may push for a return to Russian markets, especially if US competitors gain an advantage. With US officials emphasizing economic and military leverage in the ongoing Ukraine negotiations, the coming months will determine whether these talks lead to a strategic realignment